And
You were stalking me. You were. Oh, you just confessed.
So today's topic is
How we met.
how we met.
Hi.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
So today's topic is
How we met.
how we met. Can you imagine?
It's been
a long time coming.
Yeah, I really feel like this particular story of our journey is something we always talk about.
Yeah.
And to be able to share this with you, it's like
And what is actually
exciting.
What is interesting, we have twists and turns in the version of our own story of how we met.
Every day.
you need to watch out for that.
Every day we just like disagree on something.
So, how about you tell the ladies' version of how we met?
Okay, so many years ago,
Okay.
on that particular day, this fateful day, I woke up like a normal day, was not expecting that I was going to meet someone
And she was excited to meet me.
be my, you wish. Well, on that particular day, I needed to go down to the reception of the accommodations office, and this was when I was still in the university.
Yeah.
I think that was in my second year of studies.
Yes.
So I was going to get my keys from the reception of the accommodation office, and that was supposed to be my term time room. So when I got to the reception, I had to wait to be attended to. So I sat at the lobby, one of the chairs there, and I was just, just minding my own business and just sitting there and waiting for the receptionist to attend to me.
Okay.
So I actually did not notice someone walk in or sit next
Did you
to
hear
me.
that?
I think at some point I just noticed another student was sitting next to me, and it happens to be
Me.
he happened to be him.
A whole me sitting next to her. She didn't notice me. Can you imagine that?
I actually didn't notice him coming through the door, but I did notice somebody was now sitting next to me.
My question to you is: do you believe that she didn't notice me? When I walked
Yes,
in,
they believe
or sitting
me.
next?
You believe
Leave
me,
a
right?
comment below. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below whether you think she truly didn't notice me walking.
I didn't notice you because I'm always minding my business.
Okay, and she's still minding her business, I guess.
To be honest, I did not notice him come through those doors. I just sat minding my own business, and the next thing I noticed was that a young man, an African young man, was sitting next to me. So
which young man was that?
You.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Okay, a young man, me. Okay.
We always disagree on this point, but I really believe he talked to me first. He asked me a question. He must have asked me a question.
Then this is the ladies'
which
version.
prompted my response. But I noticed we just started talking.
As you're watching us right now,
I can't really recall.
I want you to leave a comment below right now and tell me if you believe that she talked to me first or I talked to her first. You would hear it soon, but leave a comment below.
He talked to me first, asking me a question.
Oh my goodness.
Right? You asked me something.
What question did I ask you?
Probably needing help.
Probably. I was looking at helpless. Really?
Yes.
This is after I'd been on the university campus for over months and months, like over 6-7 months, and at this point in time, I needed help.
Well,
really?
mind you, at that point, I actually worked for the university accommodation office, but on that particular day, I was not on duty. So I think he may have been seeing me walking around in my uniform. So
Oh my
he
goodness.
must have asked me for help.
I think what actually happened is your natural instincts kicked in. You know, your natural instincts of being an employee of that office. So you started asking me questions.
Well, I still
Trying to
don't
help
agree
me.
with that. I
A young man who
definitely
did
don't
not
agree.
need help.
He needed my help.
And she's still helping me till today. You see? You see why she had to help me?
Okay, wait. Let me just continue my
All right,
my
let's hear.
story.
Let's hear you. Okay.
Let me just continue my account of how we met.
The feminine version. Let's hear.
So we just started having conversation. I remember asking him, questions, and he did mention that he had a friend, a female friend, and that really got my attention. I'm like, a female friend, and you're telling me the female is your friend. You're not saying she's your girlfriend, like you're having an intimate relationship with her. And he said, no,
But
we're
I mean,
just
like,
friends.
not on the level where it's like you have to roll together every day. It's more like, oh yeah, hi, that you are my friend. Let's, we catch up on one or two things. But it's not the kind of situation where the person's like your body every day kind of thing, right? So that's the kind of thing I was trying to explain to you as a friend. It's not a situation where, oh, the person is my one-on-one. No, not that, because those kind of friendship don't exist for a man and a woman. A lot of times there's something mutually, understanding going on.
Well, that particular question was so important to me when I asked him that, was because that made me, his response made me started to look
Fall
at
for
him
me.
differently.
You see, she's saying this is another way of saying that my response actually ignited love in her heart for me.
Love.
And she was falling for me.
Not at that
Like-
point. You guys, like,
Okay.
you wish, right?
All right, you finish up your
Well,
story.
we
your
just had a
version.
normal conversation, and
Okay.
at that point, I knew, so if I talk to him, he will not quickly assume that I've become his girlfriend, but we would just be friends.
Okay.
It would just be like friends, hello, hi. And that made me open up a little bit more to tell him where I come from and what I was studying. And we just
What she
ended
was
it.
interested in.
And we just ended it there because we had the opportunity to have that conversation at that point, because we were both waiting to be attended to. So we just had like free, normal conversation. So how are you? Where are you from? What do you study? And it just ended there for me.
Kind of like student conversation, right?
Yes. It really ended there for me. I didn't even know that I would meet him again, because I meet a lot of people.
But this kind of meeting and person he met was special, and she was bound to meet me again.
Later I got to know.
So that was
many years down the line.
So that is your version of how we met.
Yes, that's my version.
Wow. Okay.
On that particular, like the first day we met, this is what I remember.
Okay.
So,
all right. From the men's
tell
version,
me what you remember.
it was this fateful weekend. I had a friend give me his keys. The friend had traveled, and he gave me his keys to submit on his behalf. So the keys was with me for quite a while. I was thinking, okay, should I submit now or wait till the semester start and I'll submit it later? But this day after my morning devotion, I said, okay, I'm actually keeping these keys. I'm not in need of the room, but somebody could actually be in need of this room. And if I'm keeping it, I may be denying someone access to a place to sleep. So I rushed to the accommodation office to give out the keys. As I was walking into the accommodation office, there were a lot of students around. Some were in the queue, but I wasn't ready, and the queue had extended out to outside of the door.
Yes.
So
because that was a welcome week.
Yes. So
everybody wants to settle in before lecture starts properly.
So I couldn't stay outside to be in the queue, but I knew that there were a lot of people coming still, though the queue was a bit long. So I said, I'm going to sit down on the couch and just survey and think about, see what's going on. Is there something I'm going to submit now? But mind you, when I walked into the accommodation, of course, I took a glance. Then I saw this pretty young lady seated at the other end. I was like, all these pretty African girls.
Of all chairs.
You came all these pretty African ladies. When you meet them abroad and you want to talk to them or just want to say hi, the next thing they're thinking is, oh, you're about to slide into their DM or ask them for their phone number or, slide into their heart. So I was like, no, I don't want to sit next to her. I want to sit at the opposite end, far away, so that I can mind my business. I wasn't there because of her. I went there to submit the keys. I said, boy, mind your business. So I sat next, the whole place was filled. Of course, the only place that was available was a seat next to her. So I sat there. And as I sat there, like less than a second, she turned around and was like, hi, what's your name?
I still believe you asked me a question first.
This was what...
Are you going to say I first asked you a question?
You did.
I mean, I can't remember, but even if I did, it's still the same.
Anyway, the truth of the matter is, you actually spoke to me first.
Okay.
But the reason why you spoke to me was because she actually saw the keys I was about to submit.
Oh, yes. Now it makes sense. It does make sense. Now I remember.
Yeah, so she saw the keys I was about to submit. And she was actually waiting for the same keys. And literally it meant that I was holding...
That was the key
I was holding the keys to her heart.
The key to my room, actually.
No, not your room. I was holding the keys to her heart. Because she's with me now, as you can tell. So that meant the keys that I held on that day was to her heart. And till, this very moment, she's here with me. So she's like, are you about to submit these keys? I was like, yes, I'm about to submit it, but I
remember now.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, but I'm even thinking twice whether I want to submit it now or not because the people are too busy. I will probably just go to my accommodation and submit later. But you know what? She wasn't going to let that happen.
No.
This is something I will tell you on a different day.
No.
She wasn't going to let that happen. And so from fast forward, we, within the same, time frame, we started talking. She asked me something and I don't know what it was. And I had to tell her a story about
my
a female
mind
friend.
Was on that key he was holding because I saw the key and that was actually the key I was waiting for. And I've been waiting for that key the whole day to move into my room. My luggages were actually outside. If I don't get that key from him, I would just be...
You see how destiny is?
A room.
I was holding the keys to the room of my future wife, who is now my wife.
I did not want to tell him that was the key.
She was trying to play all cool.
That is the key
she was trying to play all cool so that I wouldn't even know the room that I used to go and enter and check out things. That's the room.
I didn't want him to know because to me he was a stranger. I just needed him to go to the reception.
She fell in love with a stranger.
That key so that I could go through the back of the reception and take my keys.
Yeah. So she was like, oh, are you about to submit the keys? I said, no, I'm thinking twice what I want to submit.
No, I remember. I asked him that question.
So you see, she spoke to me first.
Yes, I did. Because of the key he was holding.
No, it wasn't good.
I needed to know.
She realized I was actually holding the keys to her heart. And she was like, oh, guy, this guy, I shouldn't let him go. I need to.
Don't mind.
So she wouldn't let me go. And then we started a conversation from there. And I was telling her a story about a female friend, and then she was amazed, but I didn't know she was amazed by that because I didn't know, I didn't know, but I just told her about it. And then from fast forward, I think I ended up submitting the keys. I didn't know. I did not even
submit that key.
So even when I submitted the keys and left, I didn't know that was the keys to her room.
Yes, I didn't want to tell him. Can you imagine what he said to me? He said, "Oh, the queue is just too long. Maybe I
can go and submit. I come back and submit later."
Then I intensified my pressure. I told him, "No, you have to submit this key." Many years later, I told you
Yeah,
that was
many
the
years.
key to my room.
Yes, and actually, I found out that it was the same room, though I didn't know that you were waiting for the keys. When I noticed where the room you used to enter and where the floor you go out to, and
You were stalking me. You were. Oh, you just confessed. You just confessed.
so well, I had a friend who was staying very close, so I used to go to around that my friend
Your
accommodation.
friend was staying in my.
No, the next block, A block.
Okay.
So each time I went there, and she was staying, her block was next to the A block. So each time I went, like I would see you come and open the door and you're entering and climb the
You
stairs.
see me.
Yes.
He was literally stalking.
We would say hi. Come on,
No,
remember?
we usually say hi on Sundays when I'm going to church.
No, even there was this day we said hi, but that was right in front of your block.
Yeah,
right
we
in front.
say
Yes,
hi.
just by the door. And
What was it that every time I walk out of my room,
she waited until when I'm leaving
I
for
will
lap.
see him.
She's actually stalking me on my way to lap.
No.
Because she
Every time I walk out, I'll see him at the parking lot.
she's actually looking forward to have conversation with me. It's like, no, talking with this guy, chatting with this
You wish. Stop.
chatting with this guy is so fun that I want to hear a lot from him. So she'll be stalking me to the lap.
No.
Like she's stalking me right now. Like for real.
Now I'm stalking you. But then, no.
So in summary, for my version is that I was about to submit the keys. I was about to submit the keys that a friend gave to me for his accommodation that he used during the summer. And this keys I was about to submit was exactly the same keys she was also waiting for. Little did I know. I didn't know about that. I didn't know she was actually there for the keys. But when she started talking to me, asking, "Oh, am I there to submit the keys?" I thought she was just trying to, know what I'm there for, if she could help me and stuff like that. So I said yes, and then ended up, she gave me some little threats here and there, to submit the keys.
In my heart, actually, if I tell you what was happening, at some point that they actually began to really panic because he would always say, "Oh, let me just leave. I need to do some things."
And then
you will always
make some moves like that.
yeah, as if you're about to leave and you can't wait for the long
queue. Yeah,
queue
I was
any
busy.
longer.
I was a busy man.
And that was really causing me to panic within me because I really needed that key to be able to move into my term time room and settle in.
Yes.
In fact, if I didn't collect that key from him, if you did not hand in that key that day, that would mean I would
You have to sleep outside.
not outside.
Well, you
I'd
weren't going to
probably
sleep outside,
go
but it
and
means I was going
stay
to
with a friend or.
So this is exactly what the Spirit of God was ministering to me inside. My inner spirit was telling me, if I keep this key, the key was actually with me for over a week. Actually,
Yes, he told me.
It was actually even more than a month that the key was with me because they left the person they left like even before the summer could finish.
Yes.
So me keeping the keys, but that particular day it was really on me that look, you need to submit these keys, otherwise you'll be causing someone not to have a place to sleep.
It was such a perfect timing. Like
It
I
was.
walked into the reception and few minutes later you were sitting
She noticed
right
this
next,
handsome gentleman walked in. and-
next to me and you were actually holding my key. The key that I came there to pick. So
I think you're right that probably the reason why she struck conversation with me was because she noticed I was holding the keys.
yes, I remember so clearly. That was immediately I saw
Are
that
you sure it wasn't beyond that?
in his hand.
Are you sure it wasn't beyond that?
You tell me.
She saw I was holding the keys to her heart.
I think
She's
so.
like, this handsome African.
I wish I did.
She's like, who is this? I want to get to know. And on that day, I was actually wearing an African print.
Yes, you were wearing African shirt.
Yes. And then she was like, okay, I want to get to know a little bit more about this African guy. And then she's like, let me talk to him. And boom.
Why are you thinking for me?
I think that's what happened.
No, and you see that for many years we just remained friends, and
Yeah.
if someone told us even 2 years later that we would be married, we would never believe, right?
I think so.
For
Because
you.
she was looking for her male friend that she could friend zone. And I had to turn the tables on her. And right now, she's my friend for life.
Oh.
She wants a friend, she has a friend for life.
Yes.
That's how it goes.
He's the best.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got some things to clarify here.
Okay.
We've got 4 questions to clarify because there seems to be some little bit of distortion or different versions of it, especially with who saw who first, who spoke to who first, and then so let's clarify these things right now.
Okay, go on.
So the first question is, who noticed who first in the building when we were in that accommodation office?
Who?
I did. Anyway, the truth is that because she was seated there, I walked in, an amazing, a beautiful lady. I was like, okay, I don't want to start any conversation with this pretty African girl, and the next moment she's trying to, embarrass me or anything. I said, just mind your business. That is how I noticed it. So I did not that I approached her. I just decided to look the other way because I didn't want to have any issues with anybody. All right, second question. Who spoke to who first on that day?
I did. Because you
She
were
did.
holding my kids. And I needed
No.
you to hand
I
it
was
in.
holding, okay, actually, yeah, you're right. I was holding the keys to her heart. So she needed to speak to me to let me. I was holding the keys like run around. Where can I find the woman of my dreams? I'm looking for a heart open. Literally. That's what it meant.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah. All right. So the next question. So 1-1. I noticed her first, but she spoke to me first. She's like, this guy are hot. I need to speak to you. All right. So the next question.
Hot like chili.
The next question was, who had a huge, a very impactful impression about the other after our conversation and felt like, wow, this is a nice person. I would like to speak to him or her next. I would like to get to know him more, or he's cool.
I think an impression was registered, for me, but
She did.
I didn't think
I
wanted to talk to you again because I actually didn't know I would meet you again because you meet a lot of people in university environment and I did not even think, I'm going to meet. We actually did not exchange numbers.
No, we didn't.
I actually didn't know where you were staying, whether in the accommodation or.
Yeah.
So it was just that thing where definitely an impression was registered, but
So
it was just meant to end there.
I don't think so, because first she spoke to me first. She had a good impression about me and felt like, this guy, you cool. This guy is someone I would like to be a friend to.
Because
she said it by herself. So.
Yes,
So that is 2-1.
And that's really true. You're an amazing person, and I noticed by the conversations we were having, when I sense a high moral standard in people or people having, a moral standard, I really am drawn to that. So for the conversations that we were having, he seemed to have a little bit of a moral standard.
I don't know about it. What I do know is that I was holding the keys to the heart of the woman I was about to marry in a couple of years as my wife she is today.
But did you know that we would...
No. To be frank with you, after our conversation, I really didn't think much about our conversation. I didn't think really much about you.
Yeah, it just ended there.
I just went by and I never even thought about, okay, I was going to see you someday or like looking forward to see you someday.
Yes.
But it's so I didn't even know when I see it the next time I may even make it up just in case I think, you look alike or something.
Yes.
But, that leads me to the next question.
Okay.
The fourth question. Who noticed or spoke to the other first the next time we met? I did.
Okay.
I did. Because I actually saw her, I think it was one of her usual duties because she used to work for the accommodation office while studying. So she was on one of her rounds and I saw her in the parking lot of the accommodation. And I said, hi. And
I was always meeting you at the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean.
Every time, because my room was really close to the parking lot.
Yeah.
But every time, especially on Sundays, and I go to church almost the same time every Sunday, and you would be on your way to the medical school the same time, around the same time every Sunday. So every time I walk out of my door,
let me tell you what I think this issue is. Her window actually faces the path where I use and head towards the lot.
Really?
And I think
I still remember. I don't know if it faces that.
And I think she literally just waits for me to walk by, and she jumps into her dress and then say, I'm about to leave for church.
No, you know, a woman can't just dress like that.
Well, it's true.
I
would say it's actually destiny. I would say it's destiny.
To think about it now.
It wasn't even for once. It wasn't for, like twice or twice. It was all like numerous times.
And my room window is not actually.
It's not. Yeah, it's not facing. It's true. I was just thinking maybe if you had some secretive camera that you're watching me wherever I go, so you put yourself there and say,
I think it's really destiny.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's just too.
It was too
real
and too coincident. Like it happened to like all the time together.
All the time, like.
And the good
once
thing.
I walk out of my door,
here I am.
He would just be there.
That is why.
Walking.
And that's why I would like to tell you watching this, if you are not married now, be mindful or be careful with the people you meet on your day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Even if you're a student studying right now.
Very little things and very simple things.
Yeah. If you're a student studying right now, you think, my future wife or my future husband is not. No. You might be surprised. The very guy that you bypass or don't even say hi to.
Always sitting with in class.
Might even be your husband or your wife. So be careful how you conduct or carry yourself.
You may have graduated and left your future wife
behind. Don't graduate and leave your wife behind.
Make sure she's in the same university as you.
Exactly. So yeah, we most of the times when we met, when she's going to church, I'm going to a lab. We all head the same direction. Whenever we go to her church, which was next to the medical school building, I'll stand there, chat with you for some, couple of minutes. I mean, when I say couple, when you're talking with someone you actually admire, you end up talking a lot.
What we usually talk about on Sunday?
On very neutral topics, obviously. It at that point we were just only friends. Nothing. We hadn't even exchanged numbers.
Not in our wildest dream.
We had not even the fact that we had not even exchanged phone numbers.
Yes, we didn't have our numbers.
So we only
just ends there.
Yes,
like hi, we'll talk and.
Yeah, that's it. And I remember one of these days that she was like, she was waiting for this particular person to pick her up. I think they were going for a program.
Yeah,
and then she was
program, and they were running late.
Yeah, and then she was like, they're not. Yeah, she was not happy about it. She's like, they're not on time. I'm like, so I had to cool her down. I had to talk to her to like just become a bit, and take it easy. They'll show up.
Because I was walking back to my room and then I met him.
Yes.
And I told him what was happening. He told me, calm down, Loretta. Let's walk back. You can wait for them. And I said, no, I'm not waiting. I've been waiting for an hour. Yeah. And he said, I'll wait with you.
Yeah. You see how nice I was. But bear in mind, the Spirit of God was directing me closer and closer to my future wife.
So when we stood there waiting, we were just talking about thank God and just talking, and then when
general stuff.
Yes, it's true. I remember that day. I was walking back already. I was just so upset. I had been waiting for over an hour.
So anyway, that is the story of how we met. So for the clarifying questions, she got 2, I got 2, so which means it was mutual. It's a draw. She got 2, I got 2, and which means it was mutual. It was something God was divinely connecting for both of us.
Divine connection.
He made sure that I noticed her first when I entered there, and he made sure she noticed me first. She spoke to me first when I sat there, and then he made sure that she had a great impression about me the very first time we spoke, so that at least she can look forward to speaking to me. And then God made sure that I noticed her the first time after our first meeting. I noticed her first after our first meeting,
And then every
spoke to her.
time, I think every Sunday,
Every Sunday
we were meeting.
You know, that is actually the story of how we met. And I would say, with every little belief and faith in me, our meeting was divine. It was divinely designed.
Looking at
such
it
that
right now,
we
it was.
encounter. How often, on every day, on regular basis, do you have a keys that belong to the woman you will be married in few years?
That's strange.
Like, as a
We
student,
have to tell our children this
yes,
story.
you are carrying a keys that belong to the room of the woman you will soon be marrying as your wife in a couple of years.
And just holding on to it and not
yeah, and I
letting it
held
go.
on to it during for over months. I said I wasn't going to give it up.
And the day he finally decided to
Yes,
turn
on
it
that day
in,
it was heavy on my heart.
I was there waiting for that
Yes,
key.
and that was the only day she was actually there looking for a kiss.
Yes, the only day I was there.
Not, in fact, not the only day. The only day, time and hour, she was actually there.
Deep.
And right there and then, God had divinely designed it that it was laid in my heart to make sure I submit this kiss on that day because he did not want his daughter to sleep outside, even though technically she wouldn't sleep outside. Obviously, she had friends. She could even go to a hotel or something like that. But the fact that it was heavy in my heart to give her that kiss on that day, it wasn't my will. And finally, I submitted the kiss. And
You did. Thank you.
submitting that kiss meant I had unlocked her heart into my life. And as you can imagine, we are here together. This is how we met.
We met.
And we are happy to share this story with you. We hope you are inspired. We hope that you would know how to conduct and carry yourself with the people you encounter in your life day-to-day basis. You may never know. The lady you are actually treating or talking to, make sure you talk with respect and understanding. And because that may actually turn out to be your wife. The guy you're actually talking
Make
to,
good impressions.
make good impressions. The guy you're actually
Have
talking,
some morals.
yeah. You encounter some people, and then the first time, and it now becomes something repetitive, right?
Yes.
And over time, you find out actually that you guys are closer than you guys thought. You actually, we're just friends. Before you realize it's beyond that, right?
We're just friends. That we had that going on for years. We're just friends.
I'm going to tell you a story someday about how this lady, my wife, friend zoned me. Like I had to flip the caps on her. I tell you. Until next time.
And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.